What's up, guys? What is up, guys? Check it out. Jamming the Wolfgang right now. I don't know if you guys know, but this is the Wolfie that I painted a while ago. This is like a standard EVH gear, standard model. Threw the Iron Age kill switch in it and painted it up with these Frankenstrat stripes. It's an awesome guitar. I like this thing. I'm actually playing it through the Axe-FX. Let me show you what I got going on over here. How do I spin this around? Okay, so this is the upstairs rig right now, and dark. It looks dark. Wow. Anyways, I got the 7-string, the Ibanez, rocking and rolling right here. Got the 27 fret Edwards over here, and then in here we got the Axe-FX. This thing is awesome. Totally is changing the way I look at recording and you know, I've been working on a couple new songs lately, so I'll jam some of those in a little bit, parts of them. But it is easy. I just started getting into the sub menus and finding out how to like dial in the amps and all that. Check this out though. Check out some of the stuff you can do. So this is like the computer side of the Axe-FX. Right now I'm in the amp. I'm like, okay, I'm in Eruption. So this thing, it's got like 400 or 380 like banks that you can save. These are all the different amps that you can have for this thing. Hey, Joey's here. What's up, dude? All the different amp models, and then for each amp model, as you go to like, right now I'm on Eruption, you could have different scenes, they call them. So each scene can have like different settings, different pedals on and off, different like effects. So you could roll through 8 different presets through all 380. Thing's pretty crazy. And I didn't know that you could go through and edit all the amp settings. You could edit the cabinet settings. Let's actually, I'll show you that. Why not? Check this thing out. So when you click amp, brings up all the amp settings down here. So this is like the normal parameters that you'd have like on the front of the amp, all the knobs and everything. Then you can go to graphic equalizer. Let's see if I could throw this on, like auto zoom's going crazy here. But here you got like a graphic equalizer. You can go through different bands, 5-band, 8-band. You can have like super crazy ones. Your preamp adjustments, look at all that. Your power amp settings, power supply settings, the speakers that you're using. So like all kinds of different speaker settings and speaker modeling. It's insane what you can do with this thing. So it takes a while to dial in a tone that's exactly what you want, but it'll be fun to figure it out. So I went to NAMM last week, guys. That was super awesome. There was a couple things there that last year that were a little more crazy than what I saw this year. Like last year, the ESP booth had these insane models that had, they were like broken apart wood, and they would fill it with like colored resin. So like it would just have these colors of what looked like liquid pretty much running through the body. And I didn't see too much of that this year. I thought that was going to be something that would take off like crazy. I've seen it in a lot of woodworking stuff. I follow a couple different like woodworking Instagram pages and stuff that do insane custom work. But I don't know why with guitars it's not bigger. I thought after everybody saw it at NAMM last year, it was going to be like the big thing this year. But there wasn't really much of that going on. First thing I did when I got to NAMM, so I was going to go Thursday and Sunday, which is the first day and the last day of NAMM. And I was hoping to meet up with a bunch of the people that are coming and flying in from all the other states, because I live about an hour and a half away from Anaheim, which is where NAMM is. And I was going to go both days, meet up with some people on Sunday, just go Thursday, take tons of pictures and video, and just try out tons of guitars, have fun. But, man, my old ass got tired after going all day on Thursday and, like, the hour and a half drive each way through traffic, these shitty freeways in California. Like, it wasn't fun, so the whole day was fun, I should say. But, like, the travel, like, I got tired, man, so I ended up just going Thursday. I got my fair share. It was awesome. I saw I saw Animals as Leaders the night before. Tosin Abasi and Javier Reyes, Matt Gartzka. Those guys are insane. It's a super techie prog band. If you guys like 8 strings and all that stuff, you should check them out. It was their first show in a year, which is kind of crazy. But then NAMM, first thing I did is I walked in, I saw Peavy's booth. I'll show you some of the stuff here on my phone that I saw. This is like the new Peavy's putting out their version of the Wolfgang again. This one looks pretty nice. Not much else in the Peavy booth was for me, I guess you should say. Same thing, I went and saw the Gibson booth, and there's not really, for me, not a lot that I'm into there. This Flying V right here is pretty awesome. I'll show you this. They had like a bunch of really classy looking, you can see all the black and gold ones there. This one was pretty cool, this Gibson Flying V. Oh, Joey, look at you down there. But yeah, not that much in the Gibson. Oh, yeah, this Flying V2. Check that out. That thing is pretty sick. That must be someone's signature model, because it's kind of crazy looking. It's live. It's recorded, and then it's going to stay on there for 24 hours and all that stuff. And you could save it or whatever and put it on YouTube if you want to. Hey, what's up, Logan? I'm going over some of the stuff I saw at NAMM. This Explorer was pretty sweet. But, yeah, like I said, Gibson, what was pretty cool about the Gibson booth is they had like 5 different workstations set up where you could see guys doing, like, super custom work. One of the guys was doing, like, some crazy inlay work on a pickguard. Here you can see that. So you could watch them do that in person. There was, like, 5 different booths set up like that, where they were doing really cool different custom shop stuff. The new Phil Demel, is that the like the Explorer looking one that looked pretty much like their version of the Explorer? If that's what it is, I definitely saw that thing. The ESP booth was awesome. Like I said, I don't think they had the craziest, like the Japanese custom shop ones. They didn't have there, but like this thing was insane. I think these are by Sponge Brick and like the guys who work with him. So that thing was insane. That Viper, I like the colors on this thing quite a bit. They had some sweet guitars there. And for the first time, actually, ESP had amps set up. I didn't see anybody playing on them, but you were allowed to play a bunch of the models there. This thing was crazy. I put this up on my page a couple days ago. This is one of those ones I was talking about a minute ago where the wood's rotted out in certain spots. And then they fill it with different types of resin. This one was like a glow-in-the-dark resin. Pretty insane looking. I mean... But there wasn't a whole lot of new, like, signature models that in the ESP booth that I was looking forward to. It was awesome. Right when I walked out of the ESP booth, look who I ran into, Mr. Jared Dines. That was I guess it was 1 o'clock. I got there, or 1:30. I got there at 1 o'clock. So it felt like I had just got there, and I didn't, see you later, Joey. I didn't expect to run into Jared Dines, of all people. And then I started running into a bunch of people. I went over to across, so like NAMM is set up in this gigantic convention center, and it's 3 stories. It's actually 4 because there's a basement. You can go downstairs, but I will always head up to the top because the last couple of years, ESP and Fender and EVH and Jackson and Charvel are all the way up in the top, the 3rd story up, all the way down on the end. So that's where I like to start because that's my favorite. I pretty much go to NAMM for Kiesel, ESP, EVH booth, Jackson, Charvel. That's pretty much like everything else is just fun to look at too, but those are my favorites. So I walked over and saw the Jacksons. EVH is always in the back corner. I don't think I even took a picture of the demo models. That's not really my taste, I guess. Jackson put out some sick crackles. I put those up on my page the other day. Those were sweet. The Jeff Loomis Kelly, man, people are getting crazy about that price. It's $6,666.66. Obviously, that's a marketing thing. They're not going to sell a $6,700 like signature model like that. I mean, maybe they will, but I played it there. It played like a regular $1,000 or $1,400 guitar. It didn't play like it was $6,500. It wasn't made out of anything too crazy, I'm pretty sure, either. It had an ebony fretboard, was something they were talking about that was unique to that model. The EVH booth had a couple things I dug. I posted this on my page a couple days ago. It had this burl. They're putting burl top on Wolfgangs now. That's pretty sweet. And then they released the EVH Shark. I ran into Miles Cassidy. There he is right there. That thing's like that Shark guitar. So it's an Explorer that he cut a huge chunk out of and then put like a bunch of metal hardware down on it and routed. He didn't even route that line in it. That's actually when you take the pickguard off. That's where you put the cable for the selector switch. You can see that there's like a big hole going across the body there where your picking hand is. Cool guitar though. I've always wanted to make one. Because I've made a few like this one I was saying earlier. I painted this one. I was thinking about buying some cheap Explorer and chopping it up to make it into one of those EVH Sharks. It would be a fun project. So after I went to those booths, I decided I was going to go downstairs and check out Kiesel. Because Kiesel is like, to me, maybe that might be the #1 destination spot in all of NAMM. The whole booth is set up so that you can play guitars and basses all over the place. They have a lot of amps. And on my way there, I ran into Herman Lee from Dragon Force. I couldn't believe it, man. I saw him walking towards me. I was walking down one of the little walkways, and I was like, what the hell? I used to be a huge Dragon Force fan. I still like him a lot, but I don't listen to him as much anymore. And yeah, it was really cool. He was super nice. Went over the EMG booth, saw that on the way. There's never really too much going on. It's just a really small little display. I wish they had more going on, but it's like a box with just a bunch of pickups in it, a clear box. Also found the Ibanez booth, so all the new Steve Vai colors right there. We got the Nita Strauss right there. That thing, I played that. Awesome. Plays great. Very thin. This, I don't know whose model this was, but that thing was awesome colors on that thing. Let's see what else. Kiko from Megadeth. I saw a couple sweet 8-strings at the Ibanez booth. So a lot of cool stuff. The Chon guys, they got their own signature guitars. I guess I'm not that into the body style that they are. I'll show you. It's the style, but it was still pretty cool. Not bad. Tried them out. They played great. And then I found Kiesel. So Kiesel's just in the middle of a big room, a big giant room, and this is kind of the vibe walking up. You see they've got these big banners around. They bring their own little stands, and like it's a big booth in the middle, right in the middle of the floor. One of the first things I walk up and see is this Zeus right here. I think that's what that is. Let's see, focus in on that. Blue flame maple fretboard, beautiful. Couple headless right at the front of their booth. I mean, the whole thing. Mayona's booth, I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I might have checked out that booth. Oh, thanks. I like those Explorers too. I haven't been playing them quite as much lately. I've been preparing. I think I'm going to do Van Halen 2 month to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Van Halen 2, and he played in Half Step Down. So I've got a couple of the Van Halen style guitars that I've gotten that tuning that I've been practicing on, getting ready to cover the whole album in March. Not the whole album, not all the solos, but each song I'll do a little video for. So I haven't been playing the Explorers as much lately, but I will be soon again. More Metallica videos coming soon. Check this out, this Sparkle. This thing was beautiful. Kiesel is like my favorite brand right now. If I could, I used to say I wouldn't want to be sponsored by any company because I have 45 guitars, I think it is. And I love playing different brands. I love playing different pickups. I have different you know, Seymour Duncan's, DiMarzio's, EMG's, Lundgren, DVS. I have a bunch of different brands and a bunch of different guitars. I wouldn't want to switch over, but I think Kiesel's one of the only companies I would switch to because their guitars, they play awesome, they look awesome. I think this is an Alan Holdsworth model. It's kind of like a Telly. Really cool. While I was in the Kiesel booth, maybe Jared Dines was following me. Because I turned around, I was playing a couple of guitars, and then I was about to leave, and I saw Angel Vivaldi walked in with Jared Dines, and I was like, oh, dude, how crazy. It's so weird that they're just walking around with everybody, and it was just them two, and I think maybe Jared's girlfriend was there or something. And then Jeff Kiesel walks over and starts talking to him, and then I think it's one of their helpers, Jesse, walked out, and I was like right next to them, and they had this acrylic Kiesel there. I don't think I have maybe I do have it. Actually, this is it right here. They had it up on this like rotating stand like way above everyone. I bring a selfie stick so I can get these crazy videos of stuff way up high. But yeah, so that crazy guitar, Jeff Kiesel got it down and handed it to Angel Vivaldi, and then he started playing it like right on the floor, and then they plugged it into an amp. Angel Vivaldi, it was literally like 4 feet from me. Like, I have a video, of course I do. And he just started shredding. Jared Dines is standing like right next to me, like shoulder to shoulder with him. Like, it was a pretty surreal moment, to be honest. It was really cool. This is no zoom. I was just like right there, like, oh damn, look at this crazy shit. I love Angel Vivaldi. This dude's one of my favorites. So apparently this guitar it's an acrylic neck and body, and then they put some type of figured wood over the top of it. And Angel was like, what's up with the action on this thing? And Jeff's like, yeah, man, it's all acrylic. We've never done one quite like this before. I wasn't sure how far we could tweak the truss rod before it gives way, because acrylic, it doesn't have the same properties as wood. So that was super awesome. Angel was shredding. I felt weird, to be honest, standing there just watching him shred. So I got up out of there after a couple minutes, and a crowd was actually starting to form. Like, there was people all over the place watching it. So I walked around, I went over to Comparison, and they have some sweet guitars. If you guys know CC Shred, that's Courtney Cox. She has a guitar that's actually really similar to this one. It's 27 frets, so it's got like the angled single coil size pickup in the neck position, and it's got the fretboard is just like this, where it's like 26 frets up top, 27 frets down below, which is insane. How many guitars have you ever seen with 27 frets? And actually, I got a picture of hers too, right there. So it's very similar, very similar. I played one the year before. They were making them with, I think the one below it actually has an ebony fretboard. Yeah, this one here. So really cool guitars, but yeah, I walked by there, I was looking at her signature model, and then I noticed she's sitting right there. There was like, it's just sitting there. It's so weird. Went up and met her, talked to her, she's super cool. And then I decided I was going to go back, and I was like, you know what, I want to, because now I've met a couple cool people like this, I want to get a picture with Angel Vivaldi. So I went back, I circled around to the Kiesel booth. You can never get enough Kiesel. And there he was taking pictures with like 2 or 3 other people, like not even a crowd around him. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll just wait patiently when he's done with them and ask him for a photo. So it was just like a couple seconds I had to wait, and got to meet him. Super nice dude. If you don't know him, check out Synapse. It's on Spotify. Great guitar album. The guy is a monster shredder. So then I went over, after that, I went over and looked at a bunch of different booths, Ormsby and Strandberg. I don't know if you guys have ever played a Strandberg like this. This is like what Cammy B plays. Pretty much the same exact guitar. Oh, thanks, Logan. James Hetfield. This is actually a GuitarGuts shirt that I had made. More beer. You can never have too much beer. You can never have enough beer. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Actually, speaking of that, my buddy who was in here earlier, Joey, is a, what's up, Scope? And Joey, who was in here earlier, brews beer. He's a brewer, and he's been brewing for years. Makes awesome beer. He's going to make some GuitarGuts beer. So I'm going to make it with them. I'm going to make it with all the hops and all the stuff I like, IPAs and stuff like that. So we're going to have some GuitarGuts beer. I don't know when. And also, I'll make this announcement. I'm going to be working with SoCal pedal boards. So if you guys want a custom pedal board, or like I'm going to have a couple standard size, they're going to be GuitarGuts branded pedal boards. He makes really nice pedal boards, and I've been working with him for a while, and I want to start making some. You know, I've got a pretty nice little following on here now. I want to start putting some stuff out there, see what people want, see what people like, and offer some stuff that I found along the way. Help bump some of these companies, help bump them up a little bit that have helped me a lot during the way, all along the way, the last couple of years of being on Instagram. And yeah, just can't wait to start getting some GuitarGuts pedal boards. The paint jigs that those crazy paint jigs that I use with like the rotisserie, pretty much. Gonna start making some of those things and see if there's an interest for those and have a little store going. Okay, so what else at NAMM? Went over and found the John Petrucci guitar collection at the Ernie Ball booth. Man, so this is kind of the idea with my Hackson, the thing that I cut all crazy that everyone got pissed off about. Look at the way that this guitar is shaped. It's very similar. I saw a few guitars like that at NAMM that were like that it seems to be like the Strandbergs and the Kiesels. They all have room for your right hand, especially like I keep saying, maybe you can't tell in these videos, but I got gigantic hands. The Fender booth was whatever. I'm not really a Fender guy. It had a lot of really unique, cool custom shop finishes that I appreciated quite a bit, but it was pretty cool. Do you guys remember the purple and blue Rhodes that I recently painted up and had on my page? It's this one for those of you who don't know it. I built it for JM Stags. What's up, Wheelie? Wheelie Ben? But yeah, I built this V. It's a 1994 Jackson Rhodes concept, which concepts have awesome necks on them. Super thin neck. I put some EMGs in it. I painted it up with that awesome blue. I painted it all blue. Then I added the purple. So I added like a burst to the edges. And then I put some tape on it and sprayed it black. So that's how you get those stripe effects. And the guitar made it to its new home, man. That is so cool to see. James standing proud, GuitarGuts shirt. Look at that guy. Got his Rhodes in the background. He's got a bunch of crazy flamboyant style guitars too, with flame dime guitar, and it stands out. It fits right in with the bunch, and it's so cool, so cool. I want to jam another song. So this one, it doesn't even have a name, but it's something I've been working on. I wrote it a couple years ago, but I started re-recording it lately because I'd never recorded it before, so check this out. It's a bit louder. finished, but I didn't want to try to shred with those solos because I don't know them exactly note for note yet. I recorded a few different versions, and then I'll have to figure out exactly what I did later, which shouldn't be too hard because I did it. I know what I can do. Check this out. This is my new guitar, guys. My next guitar. After playing all those Kiesels, man, and after chopping the Jackson, aka the Hackson, I decided, instead of destroying more guitars and pissing off everybody that plays guitar, I'm going to just build one from scratch. And it was a funny point. People are so mad that I cut a guitar. But I was thinking, why is that so weird? Because a guitar comes from a tree, which is like a living thing, which it's like that's a natural, beautiful thing that provides air to people, that gets energy from the sun, water from the ground. Like, that's pretty awesome. And they cut that down to make guitars, which I'm fine with. Obviously, I love guitars. I own more guitars than most people. So I'm not going to buy acrylic guitars or something crazy like that. But, yeah, so people are so mad I chopped it, but I'm going to be chopping this thing pretty soon. I think I'm going to go with something kind of like one of those Zeus's, kind of like what those Kiesels, that smaller body style. I really dig that. I was playing one of them at NAMM. Check this thing out. There it is. I posted this on my page today, actually. It's got a burl top, maple neck. It's headless, man. I'm into the headless thing. The Headless Horseman. They have to have, you know what? I never really thought about, but when you have the headless guitar, you have to be able to do all your tuning from the bottom down there. I can imagine. Somewhere in this is my next guitar. So it's pretty exciting to me. It's heavy, though. It's swamp ash, which is supposed to be light, but this thing weighs like about 10.4 pounds. I weighed it. But I'll probably only be using about half of the wood. I mean, once I make a shape out of it, a third of it's going to come off. Plus, once I thin it out and do body contours, this thing is pretty thick. It looks like it's about 2 inches thick. It's a beast. But I will be building something kind of like this. You got to get a different type of bridge. Hipshot makes these bridges that they're floating bridges like a Floyd Rose, but you can do all your tuning down there at the bottom. So they're like $450, which at first I was like, holy shit, that's way too much. But then I kind of thought about it more, and a Floyd Rose is about $220 for a gold one. Plus you need some good tuners. Tuners are another $100, so you're at $320. So it's really only like a little over $100 more to switch over to headless, which that's not a crazy amount different. So that and Fishman pickups. I think I'm going to go with Fishman pickups. I haven't tried them yet, but it seems to be like what all the super shredder dudes have been using the last year or so. I've been noticing everyone's switching over, which it sucks because I have outfitted all my guitars with EMG and Seymour Duncan mostly, so I'm going to have to like redo them all. I was thinking, maybe I'll start upgrading some of the ones I have now, but I think I'm just going to start building a new fleet. If I can build something here with that thing that turns out to be pretty good, I mean, I don't need to be the best guitar ever, but with each one I'll improve for sure. If I can start building some good, decent quality guitars, I should just build them instead of buy them, because I can have Warmoth build the necks. The neck's a lot of work to start doing. To learn how to do fretting, you have to buy not special tools, it's just like a press. And you need to be able to level the frets. It just seems like a lot more work to me. Something I will learn how to do eventually, but if I don't know how to do it now, I can buy a neck from somebody for a couple $100 for a super nice neck, like Warmoth. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Paint it up, maybe dye it. I'm not sure if it's going to be green or purple yet, but probably one of those two colors, because those are my two favorite colors for guitars. Okay, well, I gotta get going pretty soon. I got one of two songs I'm thinking about doing real quick. Let's see. Oh, I'm also working on a, check out this. So this is a pink Strat. I posted this a couple days ago on Instagram. That thing is, that's for my stepdaughter. So I painted it all pink now. I've actually gone back since then and filled these holes in because I'm going to be getting rid of like most of the pickguard. I'm going to make a clear pickguard for it, but it's going to be like an EVH style pickguard. That's going to be like small, you know, like a Frankenstrat size. And I'm going to do it with clear, and then maybe throw like an LED inside it. So we got it pink right now. Yeah, Van Halen. And I'm going to add some purple burst to the outside. So it's going to be pink on the inside, purple on the outside. And then I'm going to take a bunch of like round cutouts and put polka dots all over it and do the opposite. Spray it all purple and then do the edges in this same pink. So the dots will have a reverse gradient of the same colors as the body, the main color of the body. And I'm thinking somewhere there's going to be like a crossover point where the two colors meet up, which is going to look really cool. This is a mini Strat, by the way. Looking forward to doing that. That's going to be pretty crazy. I posted this earlier in the week too. You can see the two crazy tiger roads I've done. The top, or the bottom one, and then the second to the top one. That top one's a Roswell. I'm going to be doing the Roswell pretty soon too, and like maybe like a purple, silver to purple burst. That's what I'm thinking. Metallic colors. The problem with that one is I bought the body on eBay, and it doesn't fit a Jackson neck. I don't know why they're making Jackson bodies with that don't fit a Jackson neck. Jackson necks are slightly different than most other brands. Like it's like an 1/8 or a 1/4 inch too wide, so it won't even fit in there. And then also the Floyd Rose routing doesn't fit right, so I'm going to have to either reroute it or send it back or something. I'm thinking just reroute it because I don't want to deal with having to send it back, and maybe the guy's not even going to want to work on it. Oh, iPad down. You guys okay? Knocked the iPad over, unplugged the guitar. Everything was going so smoothly. Okay, I was gonna do an old song of mine, but it's a one I'm gonna be re-recording soon. Now that I got the Axe-FX rocking and rolling. Let's tilt this way a bit. But instead, I bust out the 7-string and let's play. I call this one Serpiente del Mar. If you don't know Spanish, that means sea snake, serpent of the sea. Something happened at work. For some reason, me and my buddy always talk about. We work with tons of people who speak Spanish, so we've been learning Spanish. And a bunch of the things for some reason we've been learning is names of birds, like gaviota, sinsoncle, cuervo, murciélago. Hey, what's up, Pablo? So we've been learning, for some reason, ganso, cisne. We've been learning bird names. I don't know why. Aves, we like birds. But, so, cisne, some guys were asking us, like, how do you say swan? And we're like, I don't know. So we looked it up, and it's cisne. And then we always talk about cisne. Like, that one guy walks by, he's like, cisne, like 3 times a day. So we laugh and we yell cisne back. And then we're noticing cisne sounds like sea snake. So sea snake, take that and convert that to Spanish, and then it's Serpiente del Mar, snake of the sea. What's up, Nick? Look at you down there. I'll even wave at you. I'll click that wave button. All right, well, Here's a song I wrote for the 7-string. This thing's called Serpiente del Mar. Oh, Paget's here. What's up, girl? Do I like Fight Fire with Fire? Of course I like Fight Fire with Fire. Fight Fire with Fire might be my favorite song on Ride the Lightning. Creeping Death's right there too. But hard to deny Fight Fire with Fire. Okay, check this out. The end of that one is not completely finished yet, but soon. And then I wanted to play this one too, so let's just do it. This is a really old song of mine. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.